Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to the channel and welcome to our coffee times. Today I have a big mug because I'm here to talk to you about things that are going to require a lot of coffee. So I decided to title this video Taking Out the Trash because throughout the year, I do watch movies that I enjoy, but I also watch movies that are horrible. And I normally don't make reviews about those or really mention them at all on my last watched videos because, they are not great. But because we already hit like halfway through the year and I have a bunch of those movies that were horrible, I decided to make this video to let you know, guys, the ones that you should avoid.
It's coffee time!
And before we start talking about all of those movies that I hated or that were just not great, consider, if you love horror, subscribing to the channel and also click on the notification bell so you'll get notified every time that I upload a coffee time video. Alright, let's go with the list. So the first one that I have here for you is Satanic from 2016. So I saw this one pop up on my Netflix and it is very misleading because the poster had like a Ouija board on it, at least the poster that Netflix was showing me, and I was like, do we really need another Ouija movie? Like, don't we have enough? Are there any of them really good? So I didn't watch it for some time, but then I decided to give it a try, and the movie didn't end up having anything really to do with a Ouija board. Yes, there is a moment in the movie where we see a Ouija board, but that's about it. The movie is about this group of like 4 teenagers that are going on holidays, and they decide that they want to do a route in which they go to places that are well known because like murders happen there, these kind of people that love to hunt for places where murders have been committed, and they even go to a shop that sells murderabilia. That's how I like to call it. It's like memorabilia and items related to crimes. The movie sadly was boring, predictable, it was annoying at points, and they're trying to use Satanism as something edgy, something cool for teenagers. Like, I don't know, it was just a hot mess. And I'm just here to tell you that you can totally skip this one. Moving on to Last Kind Words from 2012. I picked this one up actually on Blu-ray because it was for sale and it had Brad Dourif on it. It is sad, but that is such a selling point for me when I see Brad Dourif in a movie, and let's be honest, he hasn't done much great movies after the couple of first Child's Plays. So this is such a messy movie. Like, nothing about it was good, not even the score. Like, it just felt like somebody was just randomly pressing buttons to add sounds and songs to the film. I was like, what are you even doing with your life? We're following a 17-year-old called Eli, and he is in a farm isolated in Kentucky with his family, and he meets this girl in the woods, and you kind of already know what's up. And he of course likes her and all of that, and like I said, the script is horrendous, the dialogues are horrendous. Nothing was good about this movie. Like, honestly, I don't know why I put myself through it, but it was just very cheaply done, very amateurish and not in a good way. And yeah, you can totally skip this one too. Next we have Truth or Dare from 2018, and I do believe I have talked about this film before. I didn't have high expectations going into it. I was kind of expecting it to suck, and it did, but I just wanted to check it out. I'm here to check out movies. I'm here to take one for the team, okay, and let you know which ones are good and which ones are not good. So this following a group of friends that go to Mexico for the holidays, and they end up meeting this guy at a bar, and they go have drinks with him at a deserted parking lot that belonged to a church, and they play this game called Truth or Dare. And when they go back home, they realize that the game has followed them and that they're going to be asked to pick Truth or Dare, and if they don't do it, or if they don't say the truth, then they're going to be punished and they're going to be killed one by one. First of all, the trailer basically shows you everything you have to know about this film, and basically every time that they are asked to pick Truth or Dare, their faces change and they get this kind of like creepy weird smile, which was sort of effective at the beginning, but they're using it so much throughout the whole film that it's not creepy anymore. It's just like the same face over and over again. There is no kind of like dynamic in the film that it's making you feel scared about the characters. You don't care about any of them. I don't know, it was just poorly character development. It was not like you know, unexpected. It was like super predictable and boring, and it had a lot of mistakes, and I don't know, it just, you know, the idea is not bad, but the movie was poorly executed. Moving on with The Mind's Eye from 2015, and I wanted to check this one out because it is science fiction combined with horror, and it has to do with telekinesis, so I thought, you know, this is gonna be cool, this is gonna be something like Scanners, but no. And to be fair to the film, I did enjoy the idea they had before they went into the movie, which is basically there is this crazy doctor that it is trying to get humans that have these telekinetic powers, and he's trying to steal them from them because he wants to experiment with them and kind of inject the powers for himself because he wants to become powerful. So he's supposed to be the villain, but honestly, like 20 minutes into this film, I was like, is this gonna have like a real plot development, or is this just bad acting? What's gonna happen here? Also, the villain was not really a villain, it was more of a joke of it, and I just felt bad because I think that the main concept of the film was good, and I would have liked this film to have been better. It was just sadly weak characters, very predictable, and they tried to give it like kind of old school vibes. I don't know if they were really trying to be the next Scanners or something, but it definitely flopped. Next we have Can't Take It Back from 2017. This is a group of teenagers that decide to leave very mean, hurtful comments on somebody's, like, I think Facebook or something like that, after that person had committed suicide. So big yikes for that already. Honestly, when I started this film, I realized that I had made a huge mistake. But you know, when I start a movie, I try to finish it, okay? I try to just finish what I started. I'm that kind of person, even if the movie sucks. But then I can tell you guys about it, so there's a positive part about it. So at the beginning of the film, you see this teenage girl that is obviously playing with some evil forces she should not be playing with, and from there we cut into a super tropey student party. So 80% of horror teenage movies start like this: somebody playing with something they shouldn't be playing with and getting a curse or something like that, and student parties and the typical characters, you know, in a group of friends. Oh boy, but this movie was just, it was bad, you guys, it was bad. Basically, they were attempting to make a revenge ghost story with social media and technology involved, but it was so poorly done. It was boring and predictable, weak characters, like all of the bad things, and towards the, you know, second half of the movie, it just became a shit show. And I don't know, it was really bad, guys. Moving to another one that has to do as well with some evil spirits that was horrible, and that is Soul to Keep from 2018. So there is this evil spirit, this demon, that is hunting a group of friends that are spending the weekend at a house that they inherited, and they're having a party, you know, again, all of these tropey things. This movie was just weird, not in a good way. But again, we have the same thing that I don't like in this type of movies, like weak character development and predictable. They also use a lot of jump scares, and one thing that I didn't understand about this movie is that there are a couple of parts, I think especially at the beginning, where one of the guys that is in the group of friends is using a camera, so sometimes you kind of see a couple of sort of found footage images, and I'm like, do you even know where you want to go with your movie, or are you still figuring it out? I just felt like they had an idea and they just went for it without really thinking about it, and I feel like they just mixed a lot of different things and it ended up being very messy. The only thing that I actually appreciated about this movie is that they tried to include a hearing impaired character in the film, which is something you don't see so much, and I do like the inclusivity and the representation of a hearing impaired character. But that was about it. The rest was bad and the ending sucked a lot. Next we have The Circle from 2017, and no, this is not the Emma Watson and Tom Hanks movie adaptation from the novel, because it also came out this same year conveniently and has the same name. This is a British horror film. I really like the concept, and this is one that didn't suck as much as the other ones that I just mentioned. So this is about a teacher and a group of students from him that go into an archaeological expedition to an island, but when they get there, basically the people they were supposed to meet with are not there. They cannot find them, they don't know what's going on, so they decide to go and explore by themselves, because that's always a fantastic idea until they make some discoveries. One of my biggest issues with this film was that obviously all of these discoveries that they're suddenly making, it is obviously staged for them to find, and I did think the acting was very decent, but when it comes to the special effects, I think they were trying to make something that they didn't really have the budget for, and it kind of backfired the way they tried to do it. So I didn't enjoy that. But like I said, from this list, this is not one that sucked like 100%. So this is one that you could still give it a try if you wanted to. Next we have Look Away from 2018, also named Behind the Glass in other countries. And this movie, I had expectations for it, especially because Jason Isaacs is in it, and the cast is actually good. There was nothing really wrong with the acting. I mean, it was just decent. I had more problems with the story. It was very messy, and I don't think this movie had a real purpose. Like, I get this is a psychological horror thriller and they're trying to explore the darkness inside of ourselves, but I don't think that the message really came across. So we have this family where the father, played by Jason Isaacs, is it's a surgeon, a plastic surgery surgeon, and he is always telling his daughter ways that she can improve her, you know, outer self, her outside, her appearance, and that rubbed me the wrong way already. So we have our main character that's kind of struggling, and she is very insecure, very shy. She's a teenager, and one day she ends up switching places with her mirror image. So that's where the title comes from. But again, a movie that there was not much plot, and it was again one that was fairly predictable and also very relying on jump scares. Let's go now to Deep Dark from 2015. This has to be one of the weirdest movies I have ever seen. We have here a struggling artist that doesn't know how to sell his art to the museums anymore. He's always getting rejected, and one day when he's in his apartment, he notices there is a hole in the wall, and he starts to talk to it. And this hole is a very possessive, jealous woman, or at least the voice is like that, and this hole it's very bizarre. So this hole starts kind of helping him to be successful, and it's all fun and games, and he's enjoying being successful until people start to die. This was it was very weird, you guys. I mean, the concept itself is just weird. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but I guess it's only for people that are really into this kind of like really bizarre film. And the last movie that I would like to mention is Infected from 2012. I wanted to check this one out because it is a zombie film, and I do enjoy those, even though I am aware that most of them are pretty much the same movie over and over again. So here we're following a group of hunters that are in the woods when suddenly there is a zombie outbreak, and the whole zone is basically put into quarantine, even though there are survivors on the inside. But the government doesn't want to risk to go and save them, so they're left by themselves to fight against the zombies. The sound effects of the first scene already tell you that this is going to be a super amateur film, and my issue with the movie was that the dialogues, you guys, it was like so basic, and they're using all of these typical quotes like, "I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse," and you were like, excuse me while I go throw up. Like, they were using all of these quotes that I was like, oh my god, who did this script? Who proved this? Who decided to accept this? I also actually took a note of a little dialogue that they had that I had to facepalm myself, like double facepalm, because one is not enough. So we have a wonderful quote here that says, one guy says, "Let's find something to make a fire." And the other guy says, "In zombie movies, they hate fire. It's a sure way to kill them." And the other guy replies, "Same with normal people. Nobody likes to get burned." Funny. Alright, you guys, so those were 10, I don't want to say horrible, but not so great movies that I watched at the beginning of 2020. Those are until June. So if you do like this video, let me know down below, so I will make a second part for the second part of the year to let you know which other movies you should avoid. If you trust me, you can still give them a chance. You know, I'm not saying never ever watch these movies. I'm just saying they might not be the best movies you ever see. So you've been warned, all right? Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Please give the video a big thumbs up. It does support the channel and brings it visibility. If you want to follow me in all the social media, the links as always are down below. And I hope to see you all guys in the next coffee time. Bye.